Hey, this is Kev, and welcome to the KFM podcast, bringing irrelevant opinions to the stages. You're welcome. Today, for Fandom Friday, we are reviewing the series of Scream, the best 90s slasher movie ever. Y'all can hate me, I don't care. Inspiring a whole series of white men to murder people, we hate it, but that's what the series did. The destruction of this series really is super weird because it was like everything was starting in the 90s and started blaming the movies, which is ironic given that the movie actually, let me not spoil that for whoever never watched it, but come on, it's been out since 1996. Get with the times, watch every horror movie. That's all I got. I absolutely love Scream. One of my I think that was the first horror movie series that I've ever seen. I was maybe like 9, and I remember my old friend that I haven't talked to in a while. Me and her were obsessed after the first episode movie. Lord, not me stuttering. It's so weird doing it alone. Trust me. But Katrina will be back on the Wednesday episode next week. Just a sneak peek, we're reviewing Rocky Horror. Stay tuned for that. That's gonna be good. Lord, not a motorcycle outside. Y'all, they need to shut the fuck up. Minding my business, trying to record a goddamn podcast. Dumb. Anyways, moving on. Back to Scream. Lord, one of the best opening sequences for a horror movie in a while. Just the dread of being home alone with that brick of a phone. Lord, I know it was the 90s. I understand that, but Jesus Christ. Why was it so huge? Murder someone with it. Well, that would have been a good kill. Because if you would have knocked someone out with that phone, that would have been a kill. But, again, it's the 90s. Dumb people in horror movies. But they never evolve. So dumb. This is one of the movies where you'd be screaming at the screen because of how dumb they are. It's aggravating. I'm going to straight up. It's aggravating, but that's what I love about it. When you get aggravated at a movie in a good way, that's where everything gets more tense. And that feeling in your gut of just knowing what's going to happen, but it's not happening yet. That's why I love horror movies so much. And the best thing when you go to the movies for it, just the sense of everyone around you feeling the same way, in some type of way, that we're all feeling it together. And that night, if you go at night, especially the last viewing, and you get out there in the AM, just that feeling of walking to a car. It's just so tense, and you never know what's gonna happen. There are crazies in this world that will kill you. But still living that a little bit of edge after watching all that shit at night is terrifying, but it's a thrill. I don't know why. It's just adrenaline. Because I wish a bitch would try me. I'm fucking fat and tall. What the fuck are y'all gonna do? Nothing. My fucking ass, if I land on you, bitch, you're dead. I'll fucking hippo slam you onto the fucking ground. No one's gonna top that. Fucking bust your skull open. I don't give a fuck. Nah, for real. I'll use anything as a weapon, including my weight, especially my weight. I don't care. That's the thing. Like, if you try to sneak up on me, joke or not, don't sneak up on me. Because you won't like the repercussions, and it won't be my fault. If you try to scare me, especially at that time, nah, you're going down hard. I don't care. Not my dogs wandering around like fucking Alice in Wonderland. They're fucking lost. Every time my mom leaves, girl, just they panic when she gets back. One squeals, the other one just barks, but the other one sounds like they're smoking. And then the other one just gets more high pitched every time that she sees her and she's not right there for her. Right now, they're pacing at the window. They both like to sleep on the thing. They fucking ripped open the. They ripped open the couch because they're so fat. The one's fat, the other one's skinny. But we love her for that. Like, she loves to sunbathe, and she's a heavy queen. Put some respect on her name. It's also confirmed that she could see ghosts. Just letting y'all know. It's terrifying. Like, some days she be just staring at my door when I'm sleeping, and then I open the door to go to the bathroom, and she's standing, just watching, waiting. Nah, for real. Like, I'm so dumb today. I went to go start the podcast just to, like, test it, because I was testing out a new place, which I'll probably be moving to next week since I know it's not there. But I was using my microphone on my laptop. It sounded so shitty. And I thought I broke the damn mic. Like, what was wrong with me? I thought I really broke the mic by not touching it at all for maybe 3 days. Like, come on, y'all. There's something wrong with me, but that's alright. I'm just crazy in the mind. And we're at peace with that. Y'all know I'm crazy. Most of y'all know me in real life. I'm fucking crazy. But everyone's a little bit crazy sometimes. Wait, is that a quote from a horror movie? I'm pretty. Oh shit. It's a quote from this one. Well, paraphrased, anyways. But going. I'm so fucking stupid. I keep on going off track. Okay, I'm gonna be back after watching the first couple, like, minutes, maybe like 15 of watching the movie. And I'll come back to discuss with y'all. Because I have a lot of things for this movie. And I'm back. Opening up this scene with that phone call of that weird ass man harassing Casey, Lord, that's just a sign of the times. Because you know damn well if she was home alone and this man picks up today, that won't fly at all. The girl would have been fucking hung up and fucking, like, getting a fucking knife and covering herself, know her area well. And on top of that, like, it's so unrealistic these days, but it was never before seen in the 90s. Then her ass moves into the kitchen where she's making Jiffy Pop. Girl, I want some of that right now. I'm so hungry. I'm probably gonna make a pizza during this recording. Ooh, a buffalo chicken pizza sounds so good right now. Guess I'm gonna make that. And again, this man's calling to talk about some fucking scary movies. Like, girl, hang it up. Flat screen. They don't have flat screens. Hang it up. 5x5. I guess. I don't know. And like me, she says her favorite scary movie is Halloween. Yup. We love to see it. Another revolutionary movie. We're going to be watching that on the special edition podcast at the end of the month on a Saturday, right in time for Halloween, because quarantine, everyone, we need to stay inside. And you might as well just listen to this podcast while you're inside. We'll be doing Halloween 1 and 2, the originals, not the Rob Zombie one. I hate that one with a capital H. And I can say hate because I do. He ruined that series just because he felt bitter and shafted from John Carpenter. Like, seriously, he's bitter because he felt, ugh, I just can't get into this because it's so annoying. Why did you have to humanize Michael Myers? That was the whole point of the movie. You don't need to glamorize why he acts that way. He acted that way out of pure evil, not because his mom was a stripper and his stepfather was in a wheelchair and abusive. It was so stupid. Anyways, she also talked about Nightmare on Elm Street. That's another series coming soon too. I love that series too, even though how cheesy it is. Just that good classic 80s cheesiness. I love it. I don't know why, but I guess it's just because the horror fan in me loves it. I love, love, love it. And like, this man's so fucking clueless. Like, the man with the finger knives. Like, y'all, dumb. Sorry, I say that a lot this podcast, but girl, that's all I'm feeling right now. It's just dumb. I feel like I'm just being like taught horror movies again, and ugh, hate it. Can we also talk about how she should have been in Dead by Daylight? It's either her or Sydney, because that woman managed to fool everyone into thinking that she was the main character, and then she gets fucking gets killed off in the first scene of the whole movie. Like, that is talent, and y'all can't deny it. She really made y'all think that she would made it to the end. Sorry, going off track, farther ahead, but damn, that is some true work. I love her hair in this too. Like, come on, Bang, let's get into it. That's another thing, y'all. There's too many bangs in this series, like this movie. Like, come on, we get it. Like, y'all, we all got the same hairstyle, all bangs. What are you gonna do? This man keeps on pushing and pushing her to say her name. Continuing that from the first one. But literally, like, if this was real, this man would have sent an unsolicited, I think I said that right. I don't know. Nude to her with unprovoked. Unprovoked. And right there, I would have been scared out of my mind if he says, because I want to know what who I'm looking at. Like, Lord, I would have fucking turned off that phone. I would have went upstairs in my room with two knives in my hand, waiting till my parents come home. Cause they really didn't. They came home like sooner rather than later. Like, within that whole time, it estimated maybe like an hour, technically, even if you want to call it that. To me, it was like maybe like 30 minutes at the latest that her parents came home and her getting like butchered. Well, yeah, like, come on. This is what made people smarter. Because for me, I grew up on these movies and I am so knowledgeable on these situations. Like, you need to be prepared for anything. Then his ass gets aggressive because she keeps on hanging up. But like the men in 2020, like, if you don't respond to them, they will try to fucking kill you, or even well, shit. It's really reflective of society today because men don't know when to quit. Like, hang it all up, put it away, leave them alone. I hate that shit. If they're not responding to it, leave them alone. Now, he said he wanted to gut her like a fish. Why did I get kind of hungry at that? My stomach started growling. Lord, not me being demonic. I'm a fucking cannibal. Yeah, right, no. That's nasty. I would never, ever. Well, no, never. I don't even need to think on that one. He just keeps on taunting her, and like, we hate to see it. And then she this poor girl. She has a dumb blonde moment, and then she goes, "Who's there? Who's there? I'm calling the police." Like a full blonde moment. And then he was like, "Why the fuck did you just say who's there? It's worse than going outside to suspect a strange noise." Like, this man is studying up. Like, oh, we love it though. It's just cheesy in every single way. And then she screams, "I got a boyfriend. He's big and he plays football and he's gonna kick the shit out of you. And he's like, and check. His name's Steven, right? Check the patio. And there he is, taped up like a bachelor party. He's going to Chippendales to get a lap dance. And then he's like, "You want to play a game?" My crazy ass would say, "Yeah, I would love to play a game." Then he was like, "Turn off the light." And that's when I knew. I was like, "Damn, he really gonna get fucked up. Like, this man is not living." Gotta go on Tinder. What? There's no Tinder. AOL chat lines to find a new man. Yeah, we'll go with that. She's like, "I can't play this game." And then the first question is, name the killer in Halloween. And she's like, "I can't." Y'all, girl, answer that with confidence. And now the second one is a trick question, but not really. Because I feel like it would have went in two different ways. If she said, well, she said Jason, and he's like, "That's the wrong answer. Incorrect. It was Mrs. Voorhees." Now, if she said Mrs. Voorhees, how much you want to bet he was like, "That's incorrect. I was talking about part two." Like, I feel so bad, like, in this situation, like, her not making it out, well, her boyfriend not making it out, because now his guts are open, like it's a 90s Nickelodeon reality TV game show. Well, at least they get prizes. What the fuck did she get? A broken window? And some burnt popcorn? Wow. Great winning. And then the last one is like, name, or it was like, where am I in the on the house? There's two doors, the front and the patio door. Where am I? Easily, if you use the context clues, you would have said the patio door. Because right now, it seems to me like there's multiple killers. But there's one, probably one at the front door, and then there's one at the back door. Because you more than likely you would have been able to hear the guy running back and forth every single time. Because the dog barked the first time he saw something, but he didn't bark the second time. Then the damn patio chair goes crashing through. She runs through the kitchen. I just feel bad for the popcorn. Like, I would be hungry as hell. I would at least taken the popcorn off of the flame before this crazy ass man would be chasing me around this place. But it's a nice smoke screen to cover up for her, but it's also good for the killer. Either way, it's a double negative and it cancels out. Well, no, it's a superior for the killer. And then he goes running around like some goalpost, like ghost. Like, why are you hanging on the wall like that, sir? Like, I think he knows where she is and is just taunting her to get her out of hiding so he could just easily kill her. But even then, he would make it fun for him. I hate men. And then once she sneaks outside, she closes the door loudly, so of course he knows where she is. And he goes sneaking in, sneaking in, sneaking in. Turns, she screams at him, and then he grabs her hand with the knife instead of holding onto that knife as tightly as she can and smacking that fucker with the phone. She could have survived. If she smacked him and then slashed at his leg, she easily could have ran to the front of. Wait, no, it would be the side to the front. She could have easily made it out and survived because within that time frame, like maybe 1 or 2 minutes, that her parents were coming home. That's what I don't understand. Like, girl. As soon as he caught up to her, I knew it was the end for her. That poor girl. Like, she really could have made it out if she used the same steps that I have been saying. She could have made it out alive. But it needs to progress the story somehow, which it's a shame. I would have loved to see more of her in a thing, even as a flashback. Like, bringing her back like in a later installment to scare Sid, another main character coming up soon. But like, still, like that would have been great. Like, there's so many missed parts in this series that I wish existed. It would have progressed it even better and made it like all around a great series instead of dropping off after the second movie. Because I love the third movie, but not everyone did. Not a lot of people did. They just hated it. And the fourth one was even worse in their eyes. But personally, in my heart, I have a small like spot just for this series. Then her neck gets slashed. Ugh. And now she's breathing heavily, and then she's like, she gets her throat crushed. So, she's over there she's like, Lord, this poor girl, I would at least like kind of like, like tapped on the wood, because at least the wood would vibrate and maybe make a little bit more noise. You know what I mean? And then when her parents come in, they're like, what the hell is going on? Why is there smoke? And everything. And then she's like, I can't find Casey. 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 And then she puts the cherry bomb out because it's burning. I don't know why it makes me laugh. It just does. Just minding its business, burning in the background, making the scene even worse. And then when he's like, call the police. And then she just hears her like breathing like that. I'm like, oh, is it a loop? Are they just playing it up to the phone? Like how they used to send messages, they used to send songs. It's just her breathing up to the phone. And then she goes outside. She sees her daughter hung up like a pinata, guts out and everything. Like, ugh. I mean, like, I'll never have kids, but if I saw my kid like that, I would have screamed too. Uh, Never mind, I'm not gonna make that joke. And it for the second count of the ponytail with a bang. Two people so far. We're gonna have a bang count at the end of this. You know, cause like there's so many. I know it's the '90s, but damn, that's a lot of bangs so far. And there she is typing away while her classmate's getting murdered. Poor girl. And then like this creepo like just jumps through the window like, ugh. He just looks so unappealing like that. And then when he gets into the light, now hold on, wait a minute. I don't know how to say his first name, but him, the guy from Riverdale, he's also from this movie. He is so fine. Like, damn, like he's still fine. Not like Leonardo DiCaprio. His at, oh my god, I almost said Da Vinci. Lord. But yeah, like he's still fine. Like today. This man is so hot. Now, if I had him as a boyfriend, I don't know. In this movie, he was a little bit sus. Because, like, Lord, why are you would you say, yeah, The Exorcist came on tonight? I was thinking of a relationship. Like, that is the most disgusting thing. Like, your relationship spits up green pea soup and the head has multiple murders. And on top of that, it went down in flames after the set burned besides the possession room. Yeah. Think of that differently. And of course, her dad budges in because he hears his daughter scream and he's like, is everything alright? Yeah. Because he's none the wiser. Like every 90s dad, like, ha 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 ha. Like, come on, y'all. Like, if that was real life, he would have searched that whole room, and y'all know it. So, going on to that, she goes, after they start making out, she's like, we can't do this. And he's like, wow. We were so close to doing it before, and now just all stopped. Like, this man is horny. Like, damn, you're that horny? I mean, like, I understand, but damn. And she goes, "Would you settle for a PG-13 relationship?" And then flashes him. Like, anyways, like, moving on from that, and like they go in there, they like morning comes and she's going to the school, and like it's like a circus out there, and she's looking like she looks like the kid from Us when she's hiding and everything, and like she's looking around, just wondering like what the hell is going on through the like underground tunnel. That part, she's just looking around. She's like, "What happened?" And then her friend Tatum, did she get a bang? I'm pretty sure I'm gonna count her anyway. She got three. We got three bangs so far. Lord, I know there's gonna be like 50 times the amount right now. So like yeah, like they're explaining. She's like, "Wow, Stephen Orth and Casey Becker got murdered last night at her house." She's like, "Media's going crazy." I think it would be bigger than. Oh, sorry, Sid. Like, why did you have to bring up your friend's mother's death? Like, damn, are you that insensitive? Like, come on, like your boyfriend. We know Sid's boyfriend said, "Tack, motherfucker, tack." Like, come on, like, ugh. And then she gets called into the office, and everyone's like, we're like whatever, buzzing like bees, cause like wow, like there's this girl, her mom was murdered, she might have done it, get some revenge on whoever, and they're like, Dewey goes, it's Deputy, whatever his last name is, like come on, you're a clown, you with that mustache, like come on, stop, hang it up. Oh my god, I say that so many times. I feel annoying. Like hang it all up, but literally, like come on. You are literally a deputy. Calm your ass down. Like the normal police force. Like a deputy. Come on. And then they cut to them like eating lunch and everything, and like they said, like, were you asked if you hunt? And she's like, I didn't get that question. He's like, yeah, they need a man to do something like this. Like, oh, I don't know why it was so sexist in the 90s. Like, girl, the most successful serial killers are women because they know how to plan. That's the thing. Men just go out on an impulse and think they could get away with it. The women plan it, and to near perfection. There are some days that you won't even know that they're a murderer because it's so well thought out and calculated. That's the real life. In this one, they gotta say, yeah, and they got a man to do all this. Like, fuck you. But let's talk about Matthew Lillard. That man is hot. Shaggy Rogers. Yeah, he's very hot. Even in this, like, to this day, again. Maybe they're just non problematic. That's why they're so hot. And, like, the way they keep on asking around this girl, like, torturing her about this kill because she feels like her mother's been already been brought up by her best friend, and that her friend circle keeps on bringing it up, like saying, "Did you find her liver in the box with her pancreas and spleen?" Like, shut the hell up. And then, like, the most obvious, like, I don't know why these two men think that they're getting away with it when they keep on looking at each other like they're suspicious. From when I first watched it, I was not surprised. I'll just say that. And here we are at her house, this fucking huge ass house, and she likes to just walk around just to show us how nice her fucking place is in California. Fuck you. I'm so tired of it. I'm bitter and jealous. That's what I am. And the phone rings, and Tatum, she's calling. She's like, whatever. Like, come on, girl. Like, I'll be there around 7. Like, work. So happy and all that stuff. And then a dramatic nap. She wakes up to a phone call and Tatum hasn't even left and it's past 7. I hate people like that. Like, yo, at least be maybe like 5 minutes late, not be like at 7:30. We were supposed to be there at like 7. Like, come the fuck on. Y'all, like, stop being late. I'm so tired of that. Only when you're hanging out with them, cause like that's the only time it's like really like important. Like I don't give a fuck about you if you're late to like school or something. Like I'm not checking you there. And then the other call starts, and it's just that weird man again, the scary man. Like, ugh, she thinks it's Randy, and he's like, "I'm not Randy," and she gets shook, fully shook. Like, she's like, "Where are you?" And he's like, "On the front porch." And she goes out there. She's like, "What the fuck am I doing? What am I doing?" She picks her nose, like, ugh, nasty. She didn't even wash her hands after that. Well, she says, "You're a liar." Locks the door. And there he is in the cupboard. Not cupboard. Lord, I'm not British. The closet. Under the stairs. And he could have killed her, and this movie would have been over with. But he decides to play with her, and guess what happens? She fucking punches him right in the face, and she tries to get out the door. She doesn't unlock it, because in that moment, you'll be so panicked to not unlock it. I understand that fully. And then he sticks his knife in the door and then rips it right out. And they both go up the stairs. I'm just reminded of that scene in Scary Movie when she throws the plant, she throws the bicycle, then she throws grandma. It's just so ridiculous, but I love it. I need to watch that as well. It's been a while. And she locks herself in a room. Thank God. Thankfully, she at least thought of that. She double locked it, which that was the moment, I guess, in the 80s. You lock the door once, and then you grab the other door that's close to it, and then you lock it like that. So he couldn't get in, swinging it around like he's mixing ice cream or something. And then Billy arrives, like, bruh, you are so suspicious right now. And then he acts surprised when she's like, yo, this man's weird. I was just chased by a killer, and then he shows up out of nowhere. Like, fuck that. I'm running all the way downstairs. And I screamed when dude was holding the mask up. She screams, and then he screams. Like, why are you afraid, sir? Like, you're the one holding the mask. Ridiculous. Oh, I forgot to say, like, yeah, a phone fell out of his pocket. That's another incriminating thing. Like, yo, barely anyone has cell phones, especially a teenager in this time. It's like 1995 when they filmed it, but 1996 in continuity, I'm pretty sure. Like, you would not be having a cell phone unless you're suspicious at this point. And she's taken to the police station, and of course, Miss Neon over there was like, "Get the camera out now!" Like, and then she gets angry because she couldn't get her scoop. And Tatum says, "You're a real pain in the ass." And then she just decides to call her cameraman a fat ass. Like, yo, lady, calm the fuck down. Like, why are you so rude for no reason? Like, let this man live. He's trying to do a job, and there you are, ruining everything. And of course, like, Billy's questioned, because who the fuck wouldn't question him? Suspicious ass, looking like a psychopath. And Tatum's older brother Dewey is there because he's a deputy, and that's why he can't be called Dewey on set. Like, ugh. There you are. You got shown the fuck up by your sister. Oh my god. I feel so bad for him. Because he keeps on talking about, he's like, what did mom say? You're supposed to respect me with a badge. Lord, this poor man can't live with his sister like that. And then like, sorry, Deputy Dewey, but Dewey boy, we gotta go. And he leave. Miss Gail Weathers is on the scene, of course, so she couldn't get past the blockade of the police. And she's like, "Ooh, let's find a way back there." And there's Sid, just sitting there minding her business, but there she is, trying to ruin it again. And then she gets socked. Gail gets socked in the face, and rightfully so. Like, you don't do this. Like, you already know this woman hates you. And then you keep on pressing her to, like, yo, like, dumb. Super dumb. That is super, super, super dumb. And she feels like, and then she punched her. Yeah, super bitch. You're amazing. And then Tatum's mom is on the phone. She's like, it's there's a call for you. She goes, is it for my dad? She's like, no, I don't think so. And it's the killer. The killer. He's like, you got two murders wrong now. Like, why do you want to taunt her so badly? What is the reason? What is the reason, bitch? And he's like, threatened again. And then he hangs up. This poor man, he is a himbo for sure. He's hot in this scene, I'll say. And then like, and he's like, "Hello." Come on, like, it's fucking ridiculous. And the next day, she goes to meet Gail, and Gail tears her to shreds with fact. Like, she keeps on bringing up, like, yeah, you are a liar. What of it? And she's like, ooh, do you really think the killer's out there still? Because you lied multiple times. And, like, she just gotta walk away after that. She gotta think for a second. And of course, some assholes in the school decide to make fun of the joke, like, haha, two classmates get murdered. Let me just run down the hallway as this guy. Yay! We love seeing our friends get butchered. Wow, we love it. And then, like, rightfully so, she gets pissed off at fucking dipshit. Like, fucking dumbass dipshit up there. Like, ugh. And then she goes running, and the gaslighter's right there. he he's so stupid. He decides to gaslight her by saying, like, yeah, I was in the police this whole time. I got fingerprinted. And, and then he has the audacity to bring up her mother's death almost a year. And he's like, can't you get over it? Like, yeah, that's what they do. Moms leave. And my mother left town. She separated from my father. I was heartbroken, but I was like, I was done though. I'm fine. And then she's like, your mother left town. My mother's in a grave somewhere. And like, that is the dumbest information you could ever do to give to your girlfriend. Like, what are you thinking of? Like, how stupid are you? Like, what? Why would you say get over it? Your mom's dead. It's all right. Moving on. Rightfully so, she runs away from him. And then she goes into the bathroom, and there's two bitches saying, like, oh, she lied about the whole fucking thing. And, like, pick me, pick me. She's the one who did it. She's such a slut. What if she killed everyone to make it, like, some kind of three ways from Kevin Bacon? Like, what? What are you talking about, you psycho bitch? Dumb bitch. And she's like, lard ass Billy Loomis. I'm like, ma'am, you don't look good in those pants. You look like you got a fucking wedgie stuck up your ass. You need to chill out with that swish. You look like you got some sugar in the tanks. and you just don't look good at all. At all. Like, what? Why are they so mean in this? It's ridiculous. And of course, like, yeah, like she goes like cry, and then she's like, "What the fuck was that?" And then she's walking out, she's like minding her business, like, and then some bitch in combat boots. Turns out it's the goddamn killer. Like, was he hiding there the whole fucking time? Like, ew, creep. You're just hiding in the women's bathroom that whole time. How long have you been in there? Within the like, cause like, how? Uh, I feel like there's too many like jump cuts like pertaining to that. Like, it seems like it was only a minute, but I feel like it was like maybe like 5 minutes until she found the bathroom to go in. Then over the intercom, they say like school's canceled indefinitely. There's a curfew put into place, and then Stu's like, "Ooh, let's have a party." Like, uh, like what? How crazy are you? And the best part, this principal, I feel like is the best principal. Like you are, yeah, they may say you're such a hard ass, but literally he's the only one with common sense. Like you heard about your friends getting butchered and you decide to run through it like it was some prank, then he expels them. And he's like, that's not fair. And then he says, you know what would be fair? I should just gut you like a fit. I should gut you and then hang you over a tree like this selfish little pieces of shits that you are. Now get out of my office. Get out. Like, yes, we love to see it. Like, that is the only time I feel like they done like a principal right, because I would have been that same way. Like, how dare you? You were just making fun of this girl. She got murdered. Like they're all taking it like it was nothing. Like, oh, a murder. Anyways, like it's fine. That happens every single day. And there goes Miss Gale trying to seduce the himbo, and she, Lord, is ridiculous. And then they meet up and everything. They talk it out, like there's something brewing. I mean, like there was stuff offset that they were brewing, of course. What else is new? It's like that for every single horror movie. Well, besides The Exorcist, because pretty much almost all of them died. Anyways, move. Lord, we'll get into that later. Because oh my god, there's so much stuff that happened during that. It's ridiculous. So like, what the fuck? What was that? Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Damn, that bird's loud. Anyways, moving on from that. Like they go like they go like like moseying around, getting some ice cream. And of course, guess who's there? The fucking killer. Again. Ooh, so scary. He's in fluorescent lighting. The enemy of the drag queen and serial killers. You could always find them in that lighting. Mm, yeah. And like they start going to that party and it's packed. Like, yo, because the school's out. Like, what? Oh my god. Y'all really hate your friends like that. Yo, like they got murdered. Anyways, moving on. Let's have fun. School's out. Lord, my whole mind completely blanked. I forgot that whole scene at the movie store where Randy keeps on. He basically catches them red handed. Like, that is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. How did they catch this man so easily? Like, he kept on saying, like, oh, this, and this. And of course, he gets stopped by the psychopath and gaslighter man, Billy Loomis. Like, he's so ridiculous. Like, why is this guy so creepy and everyone is supposed to suspect that he's not the killer? Yeah, moving on from that. Now this is a moment in time. Ooh, let me stop that. And they finally get to the party, and you know what happens at a party? Shit goes down. Of course, full of students, like I said, they don't give a fuck that their friends are getting murdered or anything. They're like, it's time to party. School's out, everyone's excited and shit. Psychopaths, like fully psychopaths. And like there goes Gail trying to get into the party and sneak in. She's like, hi, hi, hi. Like, lady, you are fully grown. Get out of here. I know you want your scoop, but look what happened. You're stupid. But she managed to get it in. Like, what? They didn't even see it. They can't even check everywhere. I feel like if this woman went in here, I would have checked every single place. Anything that where there might be a hidden camera. Because this is a setup. And then she gets caught by Dewey. Of course, Dewey catches her. Of course he does. And he decides not to buzz that party. He's like, oh well, teenagers, uh, enabling asshole. Like this is what happens. You did that all that. You did not bust them for that. You don't have police show up. You should have called them. And like you basically caused everything to happen. Like fuck you. Stupid. And oh, poor girl. Billy shows up to the party. Of course, Sydney sees him, sees the psychopath in him. Like, ugh, disgusting to me. And so, like, of course, Stu's like, get me more beers, bitch. And of course, she responds. And there, we set up the most iconic scene and the most saddest scene. I love Rose McGowan. She's such a great actor. Honestly, like, her moments in this, she deserved to at least survive. That's the thing. Like, she went to go get some beers in the garage and everything. And of course, Mr. Serial Killer, am I supposed to scream? Iconic. Like, can you say iconic? I can. And like she throws the beer bottles at him and he gets soaked in the beer. Which honestly, like I feel like you could tell if the person went to that party that it would have soaked through the clothing of the costume. Because the costume's thin. Like there's like the dress like thing is super thin. So you probably could see that. You know? Like that would be like easy. Like, like why do you reek of beer like that? I know they're all drinking, but like you reek. Like it seems like you just doused yourself in beer and you like took a shower and it was just Budweiser. Like, ew. And like this girl, she tries to crawl through the cat door. I just I just think of the lady from Hairspray, the original Broadway cast, Marissa Jane Hargitay, trying to crawl through that, and then it gets lifted up, and then it like starts breaking and collapsing. So she collapsed the whole garage door, and then like bricks and mortar on top of her, like that too. And then going back to Tatum, she gets her head crushed. She looks like a fish with her mouth like that. Girl. Anyways. And of course, Billy finally gets what he wants. He wants sex. And guess what? He fucking gets it this time. Ridiculous. I hate this man. But I would let him hit it. Honestly. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just fucked up. Yeah, I'm just fucked up. This man's sexy as hell. Honestly, I would have given it to him, even if my mother was murdered, like her mother in that story, yeah, I would still let him hit it. Honestly. Of course, they have that whole like interlude of like them like doing it, and y'all, I feel uncomfortable. I don't really like sex scenes in movies unless they're like between an actor I know, and I'm just like, ooh, now wait a minute, I might need to see that one. But like them, I don't like straight people. They're all right, but like in movies, I just don't want to see that. Yeah, I respect that their sexuality is like that, but like it's not for me. I don't know how I would accept my children if they were like. Would you really like? Oof. And then Billy's bitch ass gets stabbed in the back, and of course they're running through the house again, and she like. There's a whole thing like Dewey is stabbed. Like, ugh, Lord. I cannot believe it. Like this man, oh, poor himbo. Oh, and then fucking like that lady gets stabbed. Oh Lord, I forgot. Sydney gets stabbed. Fucking Gail is wherever. Like they see like the thing like getting set up and everything, and so like Sydney like runs out to the office, the guy, the cameraman, and then they see like Randy like, with the killer right there. He's like, "Oh, kid," and runs out. The door is already open because his dumbass forgot that it was on a 15-second delay, or was it 30? I don't know. Either or, that's still a huge delay. So this man just fucked himself over, and he gets his throat slashed like he deserves. You are stupid, sir. Dumb, 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 dumb. So stupid. Like, oh my god, that's so dumb. So like, oh god, Gail like comes back and everything. Like after that, wait, hold on, wait a minute, I'm drawing a blank. But like, yeah, like Gail comes back. She sees some shit on the news van. She's like, "What the fuck is that?" She wipes it. She can't even wipe it. Then she wipes it, and it's blood. Lord, and then she backs up, and then she hits the brake, and it's her dead cameraman who she decides to insult all the time, and he didn't deserve it, and now you fucking like this man's dead, and you can't you can't regret anything. Well, you can, but you can't apologize for being so rude to him, like bitch. And then she goes driving off. She's like, "I gotta go, but get the fuck off my van, Kenny." And she like flies off. And then like and then she's going down the road, and Sydney's just waving her hands in the middle of the road. She's like, "Oh my god!" And then she runs off, of course. And then she hits a tree. I'm like, "Whoa, ma'am, come on! You could have at least like brake, or like maybe put your foot on the brake and then turn to the side. You could at least easily avoided her." But another thing, like, why was her ass in the road? Bitch, you could have stayed on the side of the road and she would have, like, gotten you, but you decided to stand right on the road. And so, in that quick moment, she was like, well, guess I'll die. Like, and so, like, yeah, Sydney goes back to the house. And of course, there's Randy and Stu. Stu, ugh, they both claim each other are the killer. And honestly, if I didn't know who it was, I would claim them all. Almost everyone was a killer here. Cause like why are you so rude to these people? Like they're murdered. And then another thing I forgot to bring up, the principal is murdered, and then like the people are just like, woohoo, let's go look at his dead body. It's wrapped around a football post. Like, what? Why do y'all want to see that? And then like they both like claim each other's the killer. Stu's trying to get the gun to shoot Randy, and Randy just wants to leave. Like, honestly, you're giving yourself away. And then so like she says fuck you both and locks the closes the door on them. And then Randy gets in there. He's like, oh my god, Sid and everything. And then Billy stumbles down the stairs bloodied. Yeah, quotation mark, bloodied. And then they lets Randy and Stu in the house. And he's like, oh my god, I thought you went crazy. And then he goes, everyone's a little bit crazy sometimes, with that demented look in his eye. And then shoots Randy. Like, and then the blood was fake. It was corn syrup, like in Carrie. We been knew that Stu and Billy are the killers. Other than me spoiling it, it was kind of easy to see. If you looked at them, you knew they were the killers. They looked crickety crazy. And they're like, oh, it's the movies or whatever that bullshit is. And he's like, you know what it was? It was your slut mother was fucking my father, and that's why my mother left me. That's why I killed her. Now I want to kill you. Like, uh, yo, this man has the biggest like abandonment issues. Like that is fucked up. Why did you want to kill Sid? You could have been peaceful and just killed her mother and just let it go all out. Like you framed an innocent man and you were gonna get away with it too. Like what? Why did you just give it all up to kill more? And they're gonna frame Mr. Prescott, this poor man. He could not even go out to a business trip because he got kidnapped by those two fuckers, and he never checked into his hotel. That's why they couldn't find him. Ugh, so stupid. I hate like why did y'all want to murder so much? Like, is there something wrong? Yeah, there is something wrong with him. I feel bad for Stu because he just got roped into it. Actually, then again, he's the one who probably made the whole thing with Casey and Steven. Like, Lord, like, get over it. Yeah, she broke up with you. Like, you didn't have to murder her though. Like, then like the true psychos they are, they start inflicting stab wounds on each other. And even Billy, like, just multiply stabs his own accomplice. Like, you're trying to murder him. Like, he helped you do all this bullshit, and you're just trying to murder him after one stabbing. Like, you're fucked up, bro. Like, that is fucked up. You got stabbed once, so you gotta stab him multiple times. He's like, I'm feeling woozy over here. And of course, in that time, Sydney escapes. We love to see it. This is where it all starts. And when she starts fucking around with them, we love it. I could gobble that up every single time. And he's freaking the fuck out. Both of them are. And she's like, where's the bitch? And I'll fucking kill you, you bitch. He's like, and then Stu, always worried about poor Stu. He's just worried about, he's like, you called the police? He's like, she said, you bet your ass I did. My mom and dad are gonna be so mad at me. Like, what? Like, this poor dude. And then, like, immediately that gets switched right the fuck off. And he goes to attack her after fucking she knocks Billy out, and then fucking Stu, like, tumbles over everything and then tackles her for it. And they're fighting, and she's like, I already had a thing for you, Sid. And of course, she bites his hand, which I wouldn't. But in that moment, I think I would, just because he has so much blood on him, and I don't know what his blood's like. Just like in cosmetology, you You treat everyone as if they have a bloodborne disease. That's what I was taught. So I would not, maybe in my fight or flight when I had to fight, and if I had to do that, then yeah, I would bite. I would gnaw the fuck out of him. I would rip off his thumb. I don't care. Don't put your hands near me. I'll fucking bite you. And like, he gets a TV smashed on his head. This man gets electrocuted and shit. And of course, after that, after the jitters from like caffeine high, Billy punches Randy and then starts like choking Sid. Then he goes to like say hello to your whore mother. Like, why did you have to dig that in? Then Gail shoots him. Well, yeah, she the first time she tried, she got knocked out because the safety was on. And the second time, she's like, "How's the safety now, motherfucker?" And there he is, groveling and shit. Like, ugh, ew, disgusting. And like, and he's just like groveling and shit. Then he like falls asleep. I would say fall asleep. And he's like, "Be careful. This is the last moment where the killer comes back." And he's like, "Rah!" And they all scream and shoot him, and Sid shoots him in the head. Yeah. And then that's like basically the end of it. Like, it wasn't that bad. Like, people like it's a classic. I love it. And everyone, y'all just need to see it. I give this review like I'd probably give it 4 stars. Like a viewing thing. I would say it's a necessity to watch this movie, and just to like it's fun with friends when y'all are talk. Like, if you've seen it before, then yeah, it's good to watch it with friends who've already seen it, because y'all could just like crack up jokes and everything. But like, if you're just watching it alone, like it gets intense, especially in a dark room. You're just watching it. It's pretty intense, and that's what I love about it. That's all the time that we have. Thank you so much for watching this podcast, or even listening on Spotify. Tune in. I'm so thankful for this, and soon it'll be almost on any website that hosts podcasts or even apps that host podcasts. I'm so thankful for that. Next week's episode for Wicked Wednesday is Rocky Horror Picture Show and the return of Katrina. That's another thing. I'm just gonna adjust it real quick. She doesn't really like horror movies, and that's all right. She's just going on for like what we're gonna do for Wicked Wednesday, because Fandom Fridays are mostly gonna be horror inspired, just because there's so many sequels for horror movies. And that's where we will be seeing the rotating of any co-hosts that I know they would love to join, and it's mostly whoever's up to it and if they want to join. And if I know you and you watch this podcast, send me a text. Y'all can join in if you want to, and we could just like banter back and forth. But anything's fine. My name's Kev. This is the KFM podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Good night, everyone.